And welcome everyone to Missouri Valley Conference Chat. I'm Andy Katz, pleased to be joined by Evansville head coach Todd Lickliter. Todd, 3 of your last 4 losses have been less than 3 points, 2 points or less. So clearly there's progress. There's a line that you just got to get over. How close are you to crossing that?
Well, I don't think you can get any closer without crossing, and it's all or none in sports, So I prefer being close because there's more games to play and more progress to make. So I think it's an indicator, but getting close isn't rewarding enough. We obviously are playing to win.
So what have you seen on tape, in practice, that can allow you to tweak a couple things to hopefully finish it?
Well, that's a great question. I think part of it's experience. We're playing basically 3 freshmen quite a bit, and I've seen their growth. So it's going to keep happening. They pay attention, and the upperclassmen are helping them. And then I think I've got a really good coaching staff, and I've said this a number of times. You'd think I would know that. I had Brad Stevens and Matthew Graves and LaValle Jordan on staff. So I've got a pretty good idea what's a good staff. And these guys are terrific. And they've just done a really good job of deciding how our players best play to their strengths. And I think we're moving in that direction in a very positive way. So, I think that those 2 things, the players' development and the coaching staff being able to play to their strengths might get us to the point where we want to be.
It's interesting. I think about your career at different stops. You've had challenging times, and yet this one, arguably could be the most challenging because of what has happened in the last 2 years, taking over this program and in the manner in which you did. How would you describe what you've had to navigate even to this point?
I don't think I could describe it. You said it well. I've been very fortunate. I've been able to lead some excellent programs, and I've enjoyed success basically due to staff and players. And then I've had some struggles, which I think it's gonna happen, and you just need to grow from them. But with all that said, none of it during a pandemic. And I think that's been just so challenging. I love the University of Evansville and what they're about and where we're at and all that it brings. I feel like I had the most success at Butler, and I enjoyed it tremendously. And I see Evansville as a similar institution. And, I love the fan base. They're incredible here. And our administration is strong, and we've got a vision. It's a longer vision, and I believe in what we're doing, and the reason I believe in it is that we've seen it work at Butler. And so, but when you're involved in it, in the building or the development phase, it can be awfully stressful, and you have to have some faith.
So back on the court, who or which players do you think can really help turn this to get to finish the job that we discussed at the beginning, that can help elevate, and in the last 6-7 weeks of the season can rack up a couple of wins for you guys?
Well, you might not appreciate this answer, but I used to tell them at Butler, people were familiar with the 8 guys that played a lot, but it was the other 4 or 5 guys that probably made the difference, that nobody knew, that came to work every day and really pushed and made us, they were the kind of the glue that held us together. And we've got that here. We've got some guys that you may not see get a lot of minutes that are instrumental in our growth and how we develop. As I mentioned earlier, we're playing some freshmen, and so practice is really important to them. But I think that our leadership is really good. Our 2 guards are back, and Shamar Givens and Jawan Newton. They've given us really good minutes. They defend with purpose. We've been together a long time now, per se. And then Noah Fredericken and Evan Coleman. So those guys were with us last year when we ended up 5th. And so they've got a real hunger to repeat, but we've gotten behind, and it's hard to, be down 0-3 in the Valley, but it's where we are, and we've got to accept it and make the right moves and compete and see if we can't get it turned.
Todd, you're the first coach I've had on since these moves within the league. So I just wanted, before we wrap up, just want to get your opinion. We knew Loyola Chicago was leaving, going to the A-10, but the additions of 2 programs now from the Ohio Valley that have great tradition and success in Belmont and Murray State. What does that mean for the Valley going forward?
A really tough conference got tougher, not because Loyola, obviously Loyola was at the top. They're really good, and you hate to lose them, but you understand. But when you add 2 in, and at the level that those Murray State and Belmont play at, it makes for a really demanding conference, which is great. They're terrific programs, have great fan base. I don't see any negatives with it. And of course, you don't know this, Andy, but I've been really good friends with Rick Byrd for many years. I love what he's done there at Belmont and what he's built, and they're continuing the tradition. So it's, and then Murray, through the years, every year they're good. So like I say, I think the Valley's a really strong conference, and other than losing Loyola, adding these 2, make it continue to make it strong.
Well, Todd, I appreciate you. Like I said, you guys are right there. It's only a matter of time before you cross over and get some of these. Stay safe and appreciate you. Thank you.